how to maximize your earning potential. So let's look at this just as we start to wrap up some final conversations. Maximizing earning potential. Let me go right to my guide. So 4 things I would offer. 1, lead with value, not time. Promise results, not actions. Think outcomes delivered, not processes followed. And deliver what they really want, success. So you can think about this with leading your team. You can think about this as your customer promise. You can think about this as, if you're an employee, what you actually want to provide your boss, so to speak, or the ownership. And it gets you out of what's in it for me mindset to how am I actually perceived in reality? How do I provide that irresistible value like Janessa provides me, where you become irreplaceable for your customers, for your team, and for for your company. So lead with value, not time. Just briefly on each of these. I think I'll go to the next page here to actually deepen it. So you can ask yourself, how much time, money, or stress do I save for them? So a lot of people say, well, if you're traditionally, if you're a consultant, this is how much I charge an hour. And, you know, and it'll be 10 hours at this rate, and that's what it's going to cost. But that's a mistake. You don't want to charge for your time. And that's just a mindset I'm going to share that you can have as an employee. Employees say too, I'm paid X amount to work 40 hours a week, whatever it may be, and here's my job description. And that's fine. That's all normal. And if in either case, you can count on inconsistency. If you're an employee, you may get your 3% wage hike each year. I don't know, maybe, which these days won't keep up with anything, right? And you can go in there and battle for your case of why you're worth more money, but you don't have to battle. If you shift your mindset from, I don't charge for time, I don't work for a paycheck, I work for results, and this will blend into the other ones here. And when I'm promising outcomes for my clients, when I'm promising outcomes for my company, for my boss, that's the value that they can pay for, not the time that I'm putting in. So you can ask those questions. You can ask, how does this help them accomplish their goals? You can think outcomes delivered, not processes followed. So a lot of people will talk about, this is what I'm going to do, X, Y, Z, and that's fine. There's a place for that. But what do people really want to buy? They want to buy the result they want. They want to buy the project completed. They want to buy the brand in existence. They want to buy the website generating conversion with clients. They want money in the bank. So what is their money in the bank? And are you promising and thinking from those outcomes, not from just the actions you're going to take? So how can I talk about my service outcomes versus how I get there? How does this help them accomplish their goals? So this is the, you can see in traditional sales training, people are going to talk about, sell them on the outcome of driving the BMW, not just all the parts of the BMW, right? How is that going to help them look prestigious? How will it make them feel when they got their hands in the wheel? So this is a little bit like this, and it's not bait and switch. This is very authentic because you have to get clear about what is the outcome they want and can you promise it? So promise results, not actions. What are they left with as a delivered result after being with you or paying you? How does this help them accomplish their goals? And deliver what they really want, success. What does this success look like in their mind? Okay, you need to know from your customers or from your boss or from your clients, why are we doing all this? And what is the end goal that they really want? And get interested in that more than your process, your actions, or your time. That's all about you. It's not about them. Quick story here. I remember when I was an executive in one of the companies I worked with, and I was a young executive. I was brand new to the role, really. And I was making good money, like as a salary. It was fair money, but I wanted breakthrough. Like I was like, this is not enough money for me, and I'm not going to stay here for long if I don't make more money. So how can I make more money? And we were kind of on the 3% raise train, like, oh, I'll get 3% more next year, which is nothing. I mean, it's something, but in abundance mindset, it's nothing. And I couldn't be the employee who just said, I'm not making enough, pay me or I'm leaving. And a lot of people do that. That's fine. However, a lot of people don't get paid more and they leave. what I shifted to, which is all about this webinar is all about maxing my potential, was about promising an outcome. So in that particular group, I went to the CEO who I reported to, and I said, here's the deal, Mr. CEO. I have found a way in my position in the company to drop employee turnover in half over the next year. I'm going to save 50% of what we normally spend in training costs, rehiring costs, recruiting, higher labor costs because of training. I'm going to save all that money. And I did the math. And, I don't know, the time we probably had about 500, 600 employees. And so I did the math and it was substantial. It was like $1 million a year in savings. If I hit my goal, I was going to put $1 million on the company line. Make sense? So, and I did a sound plan and I was really committed to it. I had strategies with it and there were some resources I needed to make it happen, but primarily I just needed to instigate this vision throughout the organization. And in the role I was in a position to make that happen. And so as I sat down with him, and then I said, and then when I do that, you're going to double my salary. And so I was sitting across the desk from him and he took about 2 seconds and he kind of looked down and he looked back up. He said, deal. He said, deal. So I got to work. And in fact, in 6 months, we were on track to dropping employee turnover by 50%. So we did even quicker than I thought we would. And in fact, he kept his word, of course. And in 1 year, I had doubled my salary, which was a complete breakthrough for the company and set us on a whole new trajectory of really outcome-based results, high performance, meritocracy. And, as the company made more money, we shared in those profits. So that's one example. I learned how to promise an outcome and not want to get paid unless I delivered the results. And if I deliver the results, you pay me. If I don't, you don't. Okay, so I hope that just brings to life a little bit of what I'm speaking about here. Quick story about this guy. There's a old fable about basically owning your expertise. And as the story goes, there was a computer company and they had, imagine a room full of mainframe computers, maybe back in the 80s. Okay. I know we still have some of those rooms around, but the big old computers, there's just like, 1,000 square feet of big machines from ceiling to floor and all the lights are blinking and everything. And it's a big company selling something important and the machines were down. The system was down, something was wrong, and their internal IT people couldn't figure it out. And every day they were losing thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in revenue as these machines were down. So somebody said, after a few days, they said, we can't do this anymore. And they said, well, call in the expert. I know somebody who apparently knows how to fix this kind of thing. So in comes the expert and he comes in with a tool belt, small tool belt, and he walks into the mainframe room and he looks around for about 2 minutes. And then he walks directly to one of the machines and bends down, pulls out a screwdriver and puts the screwdriver into the screw head and turns it a 1/4 inch one way, puts his screwdriver back in his belt and walks out. And everything started working again. Everyone, whoa, everything's working. Yeah, we're back up in business. And then about a week later, the CEO of the company who hired this guy gets the bill and he looks at the, holy crap, look at how much this guy's charging me. This is completely ridiculous. Look at how much he was only here for 5 minutes. Called up the guy and said, hey, dude, you're charging me this much money. You're only here for 5 minutes. He goes, yeah, I didn't charge you for the 5 minutes. I charged you for the 30 years previous that I learned which screw to turn. Right? So sorry, the punchline I stumbled on there. But the point is, it was the 30 years experience that he paid for to know what screw to turn that no one else did. That's the value of your expertise, right? And that's when you cannot charge for time, you charge for results. Getting their revenue back up online was more important than any 5 minutes.